Welcome back, you beautiful chefs, to the Kitchen Brothers channel. Gołąbki. It is again a Polish dish that is simple and elegant. This delicacy is made all over Central Europe. It is made of boiled cabbage leaves, wrapped around rice and minced pork meat with onion filling. You try it as we describe and you will fall in love with them. Gołąbki, in free translation, is pigeons. It obviously has nothing to do with them, as our ones are flightless and much tastier. Please be aware that the ingredients we will give you is half of what is shown, as we were cooking ours for a family meetup. If you want to make as much, just double the amount shown, it will last long time. We will also be making a simple tomato sauce for our dish. For the sauce, we will need 50 grams of tomato paste, 1 tin of plum tomatoes, half an onion. And for the main dish, we will need 4 onions, 500 grams of white long grain rice, large white cabbage, and 750 grams of minced pork. We have decided to mince our meat, therefore you can use 500 grams of pork shoulder and 250 grams of raw, unsalted and unsmoked pork bacon. Of course, we will also need salt and pepper. For those that follow us and mince their own meat, we cut small pieces of our shoulder and bacon and mince it in our amazing machine using medium to large holes. Once the mincing is done, we rinse our rice at least 3 times and then put it in the pan and add 1 liter of water. Cooking long grain rice, you should use 1 part of rice to 2 parts of water, or 2 liters of water for each 1 kilogram of rice. Also, we do not add the salt yet. In the second pan, we boil water that will be enough to cover the whole cabbage. You can fill it halfway and put the cabbage in while still cold to check if it covers the whole cabbage head when submerged. If there's not enough water, just add some more. Once the water is boiling, we carefully stab bottom of our cabbage with a knife or fork. Just be careful doing this. We then put our beautiful cabbage down in the boiling water and wait a couple of minutes, turning it occasionally. After a couple minutes passed, we find the stem holding first leaf and carefully cut it off as close to the bottom as possible. It should then peel right off the cabbage. This should be fine to put aside to cool down. You can check the stem for softness, but it is not too necessary. We then proceed to cut the rest of leaves. While cutting them off, you can keep them in the water, they will be fine. Once you get to leaves pretty small, you can take out all the leaves from the water and put them aside to cool down. Keep the leftover cabbage water as it will be used later. Gotta keep that rice from burning. It should take all the water you gave it. Once it is nicely cooked, you cover it and put it somewhere safe to cool down. Now we can chop our onions. Finely chop the onions and heat up the pan with some grease. Once the pan is hot enough, put the onion on and fry it until golden brown. Here are our ingredients ready to be mixed together, and yes, our meat is still raw. Believe it or not, using raw minced meat now will keep it from going off should you choose to freeze some of our gołąbkis. We set aside about half an onion's worth of fried onion for our tomato sauce and put the rest of onion and minced meat together with rice into a pan large enough. At this point, we add about 2 tablespoons of salt and a flat tablespoon of black ground pepper. We mix it nicely with tool of our choice, and then we take a tiny bit for a taste test. If it feels not tasty enough, you can add a little bit more salt until it gets your taste buds where they should be. We now grab a pan that will accommodate whole of our stuffing and leaves, and peeling the leftover hard leaves off the leftover cabbage. We place them on the bottom of the pan to keep our stuffies from burning. Now we get to rolling. We grab one of our larger leaves, and if the stem is too hard, we can easily cut it out. Should it be soft enough to roll, cutting won't be necessary. Some leaves may be hard, but some won't. Now we grab a handful of stuffing, put it on the bottom of leaf and roll it up while pushing the sides into the rolled gołąbek, just like croquettes. That's it, one done, and let's have a look at another. While your pan is filling with our delicious cooking, remember that subscribing to our tiny channel costs you nothing but means the world to us. So if you haven't done it yet, fish slap that subscribe button for us. Once we filled up our pan, we can bring back our cabbage water and pour enough to cover almost the topmost layer of gołąbki. If your pan is small, still keep your water as you might need to top it up while cooking. If you have any cabbage leaves left, now put them on top of everything and cover it all with a lid. It is not 100% necessary, but once done, these leaves are also edible and tasty. We now take the pan full of our gołąbki and put it over the smallest heat possible and let them cook for about 2 hours. Keep an eye on them, poking with a fork from time to time until the cabbage has gone pale green in color and very soft. Once the gołąbki are almost cooked, or aerial should you want, we can take our left out fried onion and tomato sauces. You can grind the tinned plum tomatoes into a mush. We put it all in a pan, another flat teaspoon of salt and a flat teaspoon of black ground pepper. Mix it all together until it becomes a nice paste. We're almost done now. Carefully take out couple gołąbki on a plate, cover or put tomato sauce on the side and voila, your family union will be amazed. Oh yes, here's the proof that our gołąbki can't fly.